Well, we can do it again. We do that all the time. We're rolling now. All right. Well, you guys just missed the best joke of the day so far. And it was actually the intro to the podcast, you know? And what's this thing called?
Hangin
with the home
boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
We did that on October 9th.
Very harmonic.
It was a little scary.
Yeah.
It was harmonic. I don't know if it was melodious, you know? Yeah, well, we did our thing, though.
That's right.
And
we always do.
I'm pretty much done now.
That's all right. I got this. I got a lot to talk about today.
That's what I want to hear.
Back in front of the camera.
It's been a couple weeks since we've done this, hasn't it?
It has. It has. We've been pretty busy. And speaking of being busy, you know, you got to participate in something that I think a lot of agents out there, maybe the people who aren't agents, you know, who knows if you know about these things, but all agents know about conferences, huh? Getting the gang together from all of the cities in the state, and of course the vendors, baby. Oh, the vendors. I want to hear about it because this year you went and I was too busy to make it down there.
Well, you know, the vendors, like you said, you really want to talk to the vendors, don't you?
Yes.
Before you, I mean, they've got clips, like chip clips and pens and flyers, and I talked to 3 or 4 of them.
That's pretty good considering you were there for only 3 days.
I mean, you know,
it was like one a day.
The ones that called me by name and they confused me. I said, "What? Do I know? Now we're talking, aren't we?"
Yeah, and I'm wearing a name tag, so yeah.
Thanks so much for coming, you know, and that's the thing is at the conference like that, you really have to be appreciative that those vendors come to the conference, and they do have some things to offer. I picked up something pretty cool about social media, and it's actually a person that I already knew. And I knew that they were offering a product. And once I actually talked to her and she explained to me the value of it, I liked it a lot more, you know?
We got to talk about this, it sounds like.
Well,
you got something coming?
No, not necessarily.
No, you're not even sure that you're going to sign up. No, it's done. I know him.
The conference part, you know, I jumped in on vendors, but I really think the conference is all about education and networking with other realtors. You know, you go down there and there are a lot of continuing education classes offered. They are good classes. You know, these are classes that you would typically only be able to find online. You'd only be able to afford them online.
Right.
Like our local association might not be able to pay that much for a class like that. But when you have the whole state pooling its resources, you get some of the top people out there. Like this time we had, there's a guy named Terry Watson that travels all over the world and speaks to, you know, Fortune 500 companies. And he's just very, very engaging. And it was a whole lot of fun talking to him. We actually got to sit at the we sat at the front. I think that was Neil's doing, you know, and we ended up, I'm usually going to make a smart aleck comment to somebody, and Terry ended up sitting with us and talking to us for probably 15 minutes, 30 minutes or something like that. Would you say, Neil?
Yeah. Picked up a little game?
Yeah, I did. And then another presenter by the name of Marky Lemons. And Marky is all about ChatGPT. And
Oh, God. He was all ears, weren't you?
We were definitely clicking for sure, you know. And there's actually one time I went up and I asked her a question in between the classes about something, and then I think she asked me like what my ethnicity was, you know. And then in the next class, she gave an example, and she was like, "Let's do an ad. Let's make an avatar for with ChatGPT for he's going to be a young Filipino boy that he loves to wrestle and win, and he has really nice teeth, a really nice smile." And I was just like, "Oh, wow!" I don't even know if she knows she's describing me, but she is.
Now listen, wait. Are you telling me that she used ChatGPT to create an avatar of your likeness? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes, bro. And then I did it too. And then I made a cartoon likeness of myself, and I made it talk in a video and deliver a message about registering to vote and making sure that if you moved, you change your address and your vote gets counted. So
Time out. So had it not been for this conference, does that avatar video exist?
Oh, of course not.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Since the last time I see it, and that's the other thing about the conference, you know, like I saw her before.
Yes.
And when I saw her last time, I just picked up on ChatGPT. and I picked up on how to talk and interact with ChatGPT and some of the things that you can get out of it. And like I said, I've seen her before, but I saw her again, and she talked about this thing, the avatar thing, and making images and all that. But I wasn't ready for that part yet.
Yeah.
So from that first class, I wanted to know how to do this. I just couldn't do it yet. And in this class, while she was saying the same things that I had heard before, I did the things that I wanted to do. I paid attention to those, and I just did them in the class. And I guess that's the message that I have to other agents out there. Even when you look at the lineup for a conference, just know that even if it's the same people that you've seen, this time you're going to pick up something else. Every time they're going to talk about the beginning stuff that you've already heard before, but you're going to hear something that you didn't hear last time, that didn't mean as much to you last time as it does now. So you just have to do them over and over and over. And your brain receives it in a different way. And that's what I really liked about this conference. And I feel like there was that video. Oh, you asked about the avatar. She said some words. She said that there's an avatar.
Yeah, tell me more about the Filipino boy.
We ended that one pretty quick. He knocked somebody out. He won the gold medal. He had a big gold chain on. But she talked about this lifelike AI person that was created, and somebody found him, or BMW is using this person. And she said that person has made I swear she said $8 billion. That's too much. It must be like 80 million or 8 million, or the person that made the avatar, I think, and BMW liked it, and now they're using it in their commercials, and that person is making money off this avatar. Did you hear that, or were you? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway,
and just as an aside for everybody listening who is not a real estate agent, believe it or not, to be licensed in our field, at least in Kansas, you actually have to continually take classes. So if you're worried that somebody got a real estate license 10 years ago and maybe they've fallen off on the things that they needed to know for that test, believe it or not, we have something in place that makes sure that we continually learn new things, go over the old stuff, and that we are abreast of all the cool stuff that's happening in our
We're always
world.
staying fresh.
And abreast.
Yeah, and so clean.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All those things.
Yes.
All those things.
So next year, I gotta make it. I've got to make it a priority. My wife was able to go to at least one of the conference days, but I went last year, and I'm not gonna ever go 2 years in a row without gonna be there. There's just no way.
It's really tough too, though. Just know that if you're a buyer or a seller out there, and your agent is out there going to those conferences, like Chris said, they're going to be abreast of all the new information, and that's awesome. But they're probably also a busy agent. They're taking 2 or 3 days out where they're in classes, but they're also working for you. And it's like all day long, they get like a 15-minute break here, and they do a little bit of work, and they get a 15-minute break here and do a little bit of work. And then they're supposed to do dinner, but they do some more work. And then they're supposed to go out that night and network with other realtors and all that, and stay out too late, wake up too early in the morning, do it all over again. So cut them a little bit of slack. And, I'm tired, man. That's why I'm not asking for slack. I'm just letting you guys know right now I'm tired.
Well, listen, it took a lot out of them. And what I will say is I kind of made a mistake, because last year the conference was 1 hour to our west, and this year the conference was just 1 hour to the east, which means these are conferences that I can go to and still come home every night. Probably half of the agents that go to these conferences don't have the luxury of being right there. That's and right. They have a full 3-4 day commitment where they come down, they're staying in a hotel. They can't show houses. They are handcuffed to the phone. And so next year, when it ends up in Wichita or somewhere else that's not as far, or that's farther away,
going.
I must go. And maybe I'll be in position, who knows, with the team structure that I have, that I will be able to keep the wheels going even in my and my wife's absence. And which leads me to something else I wanted to talk about, which is, both Luke and I are part of teams, and you could even make the case that we are leaders of our respective teams. And I really wanted to lean on Luke today to talk about the pros and the cons of being in a team format, because the people who are out there that are not agents have seen teams. You're friends with somebody that's on a team or creator of a team, and people who are in the game are probably wondering whether or not I should join a team. If I get into real estate, how would that help me on one end? Or I've been in real estate for X amount of years and I feel like my success is kind of plateauing. Would adding some people to my team possibly help me get to that next level that I haven't been able to get to alone? So that's what I wanted to talk about, man. What you got for me, brother?
Well, I mean, I kind of feel like we're in the home field advantage a little bit still, like our segment. And so I think I'm going to talk a little bit about how the team affects the buyer.
Let's go.
Just for a second.
Yes.
And, I want to make sure that everybody out there that is thinking about buying or selling a house understands that the team brings them a great benefit. When you are hiring someone who is good at real estate, there are a lot of other people trying to hire that agent as well. And that agent is busy with contracts and showings, and they're given, that agent is in high demand because they're given 100% all the time. They're given 100% to every client, and you should know that at a certain point, you run out of hours in the day.
You run out of percents. I'm only one man.
600%, every hour of the day. But the thing that honestly, when you get an agent like us that is bringing in a team member or more than one team member, you actually do get more than 100%. You might, I have 5 team members that are agents. I think with the Agents of Excellence team, you guys get 500% customer service, not 110. Woo! We're giving 500. I might put that in some advertising.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that we can be in more than one place at once. And if we're doing things in the same way, usually those team members are going to be, more not as senior of agents,
Sure.
They may come in as beginners and learn the ways of the agent that's leading the team. They may be agents that have had some success and they decide that they want some support. They want to get some of that extra 100, another 100%, from more team members to back them up on the weekends and on, the nights. And even when they're double booked and need to be in 2 places. So what I'm saying is that as buyers and sellers, you guys are really getting more service by working with a team that's well put together. And Chris's team is well put together. I mean, how do you feel about how you guys operate or how it makes you better?
Well, the easiest way for me to describe it is when I was in the car business for 10 years, I had a lot of success. I sold 15 cars a month, every month. The problem is in the sales field, you shouldn't just be duplicating what you did last year. You should be adding 1% or 2%. You should be appreciating your business each year. And the reason why I maxed out at 15 cars a month is because that's as much as I was willing to do. Anything more than that, the product that I set forth for my clients would have suffered. It's just the truth. I'm only one man. There's only so many percents. If I get spread too thin, I'm no longer delivering the promise of the young Christopher who just started in sales, who did absolutely anything for his clients. If all of a sudden I get so big that they feel like, man, this transaction just doesn't quite feel like it did when he was young, hungry, and needed money.
Remember how good I was last time? Thank you so much for working with me. Please come back because this time I can give at least 85%.
Of that, yes. And it's due to you because of all the repeats and referrals and the people that you bring to me. I've been spread so thin that I'll never be what I used to be. So when I got into real estate, the whole team thing in the car business is very, very rare. You could almost say it's not real. But in real estate, the team thing, how long would you say that it has been in the consciousness of you as an agent? Do you remember the team concept even existing around here when you first got into it? and then it's slowly proliferated, or had it always been there?
Yeah, I got in 2007, and then through 2011, I just don't remember there being very many teams at all. And I was at a different brokerage, a smaller brokerage, so I was aware of a couple of big teams at other companies, and they were just called the person's team. It was like the Chris Glenn team or the Luke Thompson team or something like that. And I don't, in all of Topeka, out of 600 realtors at the time, I can only remember like 3 at the most that were operating in that way. And then around 2011 and 12, I started to get a little bit more education and started thinking about the team process. And that was 12 years ago now, and I started thinking like, wow, like someday I'd like to build a team. I got a little bit busier. I think I started talking about it to like our brokerage even about probably like 2013, 2014, 15.
So even at that time, our brokerage had no teams.
Not really. What you would have is you'd have a really busy agent that might have 1 or 2 assistants or something. Right. And I think, did we have more than one that was like, maybe 2 or 3 that were like that in our brokerage, right?
Mainly like family teams.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
Husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I remember I kept asking like for people to help me build a team, and I don't think they thought I needed a team, or it just wasn't the.
You're like, yeah, Luke, why don't you just try coming to work?
There was some merit to that. There was. There really was merit, but the thing that really made the difference to me was when I started. When you get to you have 3 contracts in a month. Right. If you're an agent, you have 3 going on a month. You're kind of busy. That's a lot of work, and you might miss a call, or somebody needs to be somewhere, and you're used to being able to meet everybody, but now you can't meet them. So then it becomes real. Like, wow, I have stuff that's kind of fallen off of me a little bit. Maybe somebody could help me with this, and now I have to figure out what a team is. But who wants to be Chris Glenn number 2? Or who wants to be Luke Thompson number 2? Doesn't that, to me, like, we're a brand. Like, you're a brand, and I'm a brand. I'm looking to disappear inside of my brand, even the Agents of Excellence team.
That's right.
How about you?
Strategic.
I mean, you someday are you going to make the big announcement that we're the Living the Dream team, and now Chris Glenn is here. Don't forget. No, I'm just kidding.
You lost me there for a second.
Yeah, you're like, no, the reverse.
Yeah, I'm being rehired.
The reverse evolution of the team. That's not going to happen.
But for me personally, now that we've done it, we've got a team. First, it started as a husband and wife team. The original team concept, I guess you could say. But we had been approached by people. Starting the brand. And people get excited about the brand and they want to be a part of it, and they come to you and they say, hey, I don't know if I want to go at this alone. Maybe I could attach to you guys. And, that's been our marketing so far. It's just being who we are and having people come to us. And sometimes we've had to make a tough decision and they're not the right fit, or it's not the right time. And then in other cases, we've had people on the team, but we've also had people start on the team and then no longer be on the team. So that's part of the ups and downs.
Oh yeah.
Is that sometimes you can pour a lot into a person, into a team member, and then you kind of feel like the product of what you've helped create walks out the door and goes either with another team, which is probably the thing that we hate the most. If you go out on your own and you end up successful, and I can say, hey, this guy used to be on my staff, that's a lot of pride there. You go to another team and you start making that team successful. There's some pride, but there's also some, man, couldn't we have made that work together possibly?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't talk about this because
you've had recent experience with that. Okay.
Well, I'm just a little bitter about that one, so I won't talk about that one. Previously, everybody that had left my team had moved to another area. And I just had one that just left and went to another team, and it hurt my feelings.
So this wasn't a breakup of circumstance like the rest of them have been. Nah. This was a breakup of somebody feeling like, they could have a better fit somewhere else for one reason or another. And so with
they
this
thanked
being
me for everything that I taught them.
Oh,
So that was good.
Well, hey.
I mean, I didn't, I do appreciate
I mean, I
that.
think we're done with the segment. I didn't know that part. No,
I'm
we're
not
fine.
bitter about the thing, like you said, it hurt my feelings, but it also hurts the pocketbook a little bit too when you think about the investment of the time and such, and then now the earnings, because we do actually make some money with a team member too. And then when that goes somewhere else and takes along with it all the hours and all that you put into it, it's a tough thing.
Here's the deal with
accept.
Luke. Luke has a gigantic heart. I know this because when it comes to his team members, there is the contract that was signed, and there is Luke's brain, which sometimes is a little bit more thoughtful, generous, if you will, with certain things that you signed a contract, you said you would do this, that, and the third. And, we can make tweaks depending on who the team member is, but we make those tweaks, we take those sacrifices, we don't grab the money because we feel like down the line that investment will have paid off. So when you don't capture every dollar from that situation, and then all of a sudden that situation's over and you go, well, wait, if I had been, we had really been playing this by the book. Yeah. So, that's we don't need to go too deep into it, but being a leader is tough. And just like being a parent, you can't parent every child the same way.
Yeah.
I
think that's a good segue. We're talking about hearts. We're talking about parents. So maybe we should just skip to the Full House segment.
That's right. Yeah.
Full House. We this is there's a little bit of humor there. This is modeled after Danny Tanner and DJ and Uncle Jesse and who was the other guy? Uncle Joey. He was the funny one.
That's
the real
right.
funny one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was probably wearing shirts like the shirts that I wear. And.
He did.
Yeah. And so what are we going to talk about today? Full House is about design trends, really.
Yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned was carpet.
Yeah.
And is carpet popular any longer?
No. Is carpet dead?
No.
Is it over? Who is actually buying new carpet today? That's what I want to know.
I just had an idea.
Tell me.
We should
Tell me
decorate
why.
the lawn of our real estate company out on the main street with tombstones for stuff like carpet.
Oh.
And I don't know, wind chimes. I don't know.
Linoleum.
Wouldn't that be pretty funny?
Yeah. Yes.
We
I
just have
actually
to
like that.
We have to spend a lot of money. Can't we just put it
don't
on the
have to spend a
digital
lot of
sign?
money.
Can we do that? Yeah, we'll just do that. That's just more work for Neil.
Yeah.
Either way, Neil was probably going to make those tombstones I was talking about, just like he made the logo back here.
on.
So somebody stopped in this morning and asked Neil to make a sign for him. I mean, they're like, "Where did we get that sign?" And Neil's like, "Oh, I made it on the Cricut." And then it took a long time, and they were like,
You're hired.
"Can you make me one?" And he said, "Yes."
That's my boy. That is my boy.
But anyway, back to carpet.
Yes, do we need to break out the shovel for carpet and put it to pasture? Are the carpet retailers out there reeling because, or are the carpet retailers moving on to the popular stuff? And so it doesn't matter if the market share of carpet is as high as it used to be at its peak.
Yeah.
I wonder when the peak of carpet actually was. I don't know, but I know now buyers are getting pickier. Mm-hmm. Just double the supply that we may have had a year or two ago is still not very much supply, and the buyers are still being picky. Even without a lot of houses, they are drawn. There are certain houses with certain aspects about them that are inexplicably, supposedly inexplicably sitting on the market, and I feel like just from talking to new buyers, listing houses that have carpet, people, they walk in, they see an abundance of carpet, and in their brain, they're thinking thousands of dollars. They're already saying, I can't. And
if it's a little bit old, go ahead. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be.
Just
It
in
can have
general.
no stains.
Yeah.
It can be great carpet that's not old, but because of some other trend that we talked about, which is the rising of the consideration of the pet.
Yeah.
People, the level. Hey, if pet mania has never lulled, it is only getting higher as we get older. And the amount of money that people are willing to spend where people live, and pets and carpet, not much of a mix. Turns out they don't care about the carpet. They have their own carpet growing on.
Yeah.
So
one of the funny stats was that single men buy houses based on what their pets need, but can you kill carpet? Oh, this is what I was going to say is
Talk to me.
So part of it is like allergies, right? Are there more allergies now and or people are more aware of them and they're like, yeah, I don't want carpet because I don't want the dust to go into my allergy holes, or whatever.
I think that's some of it. I think that is some of it. You want to know what I really think it is?
What?
I think it's social media, and I think it's TikTok, and I think
like about how dirty stuff is.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about how bacteria and all, right?
Well, that's part
More
of it.
science for the regular person.
But think about this: when you and I were kids, the chances of us even being in a room when some old carpet was taken up,
oh yeah,
and seeing how disgusting the subfloor looked, how limited your actual vacuum cleaner is, how much dirt and debris makes it through the fibers of the carpet and the underlayment underneath it. It blows your mind, and once you see that, you cannot unsee it.
Yeah,
and I think, and now because of TikToks, we're sitting around watching people chop down trees. We're watching people do stuff that we didn't care about, or that works really well in quick snippets. And now that so many of our a bunch of our collective consciousness has seen what is underneath them carpets, we're saying no. I don't want that stuff hiding in my house no more. I know what it does. It makes you feel like it's clean. It's not actually clean.
We all know now. And
it's a hypothesis.
It's crept into our dreams, but because of dreams, I was going to say that you can't kill carpet. Like before this, the thing is you want something soft in your bedroom, right? Like that.
Yes.
A lot of times that's the argument. I want hardwood floors everywhere, but in my bedroom, I want it to be warm and I want it to be soft. I want to get out of bed and I don't want my plantar fasciitis acting up. I want to be massaged all the way over.
And I don't want to have to tell Fido to fetch me my slippers.
But
just so
at
I can
the
get out
same
of bed.
time, though, is that where you are okay with it being the dirtiest? Like maybe carpet, is it still dead even in the bedroom because you don't want to sleep amongst all the dust and all the dirt? Or are you able to keep the bedroom clean? If we replaced all the carpet in the world in all the bedrooms and we had hardwood floor everywhere else, then could carpet live on? Because carpet wouldn't get dirty then, because you wouldn't be walking on it with your shoes and you'd know it's clean in there. And then it would,
you wouldn't know anything, Luke. That's the problem. We're scared of the boogeyman and we can't even see him. So in theory, I've been kind of cool under this room, but what's underneath this stuff? Which is now why hard surface floors, give me a rug in the room.
Yeah, rug.
Give me the rug. And people spend some big money on rugs. I don't think rugs are ever going away.
Yeah, the Arabians is that what it is? Arabian rugs? Persians? The Persians had it right. They already knew. They were always redoing stuff and messing it up,
That's right.
Why don't we just, what were the Romans doing? Let's find out that.
And speaking of TikTok videos that people watch copious amounts of, rug cleaning. My God, if you have ever seen a good rug cleaning video, and some of them are long form, they're 30 minutes long, and you can watch the entire thing. It's so satisfying.
Have you heard the thing, though, that or did you see the TikTok craze where the woman would go around and she would ask her husband, hey, how many times a week do you think about ancient Rome? Have you heard that?
No, I don't know.
Apparently, men think about ancient Rome very regularly. Like if they were asking them, and the guy's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week.
Wait a second,
that's a thing.
Man.
That's a thing, dude.
This TikTok is getting out of control.
You have hours. This is like 8 months old. You have hours and hours of TikTok to watch for those, But okay, I think what we decided is the wall-to-wall carpet. It's probably dead.
It just is.
But rugs are back, so maybe you want to invest in a rug company.
And also if you're thinking about selling your house and you've got everything right, but that carpet is clean.
Yeah.
That would be so. If you have the luxury of being able to plan it out a year in advance, getting some nice light colored hard surface flooring installed professionally and properly. I think we're going to sell the house faster.
I forgot this was a house podcast. We were talking about real estate. I was giving investment advice. Invest in a rug company, and it's a shopping podcast. Dude, go to Home Goods. Have you seen the big hanging rugs at Home Goods?
No, but we're getting a Home Goods here in Topeka.
Oh man,
have you heard that? Did you hear that?
I did
It's
hear
real.
that. Yeah,
but I've only heard legends.
I don't know where it's gonna go.
The people and they always know.
They know.
They know.
I need to talk to them
about them
some more.
Have you been in a real Home Goods, or is that a TikTok exploration that you've gone on?
Yeah, no, it was. I was wearing my my Meta. What's it
The
called?
VR goggles.
The VR. Yeah, I was in a Home Goods, a VR Home Goods.
Man,
I'm kidding. Yeah, Home Goods in Lawrence, man. They got the big wall.
Oh, you've been in it?
Yeah, I guess Pier 1 used to have a small one, but Home Goods has a huge one. You can like walk into the rugs if you want to. Wow. Yeah, man, you are gonna grow here in a little while. We're having a lot of fun. You know, what we do next is we go with the house party.
Come on.
And a lot of times, we plan out some funny stuff, right?
Yeah.
I didn't plan anything.
That's okay.
Did you?
You were quite funny on accident, my brother.
Has anything funny happened to you? I mean, I have something. It's a little. I'm just confused about it more. Well, about mine. What about you? Did you have anything that crack-a-lacked this week?
Wow, that is the perfect adjective about what I'm going to have to tell you.
Crack-a-lack it, man.
You'll see.
Let's get it crunk.
I had a personal failing that we're going to laugh at. Okay, guys? It finally happened.
The first one? First one. Oh, man.
It finally
His
happened.
first F plus.
I was distracted by a text message. Can't even remember if it was the receiving or the disseminating of one. But I got distracted long enough that my car veered into a freaking mailbox.
Oh, bro.
And that was the sound that I heard as it smacked my side mirror.
Dang.
It was crack-a-lackin', Luke.
Dang it, crack-a-lack.
Crack-a-lackin'.
Crack-a-lackin' is supposed to be good.
Yeah. Well, listen. I actually, the humor in all this is that I got out of this way better than I deserve to, guys. Couple of things.
You got the
Number one,
hookup on the mirror.
Number one. The mailbox itself was a plastic variety.
Oh, yeah.
So smacking that thing at 25, 30 miles an hour with my side mirror did absolutely nothing to it.
25 or 30 miles an hour? I thought he was parking.
No, brother.
This is a full veer.
I'm yes. On
and
a
you were
street
in a
I drive.
neighborhood.
Cookie cutter, every 20 feet is another mailbox. Just ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
And so I hit the right mailbox, number one. Could have smoked it and took it out and had to walk to that guy and say, hey, I need to replace this now. Why? Because I'm an idiot. That's
or a
why.
brick one. You could have hit one that's built like a little,
Oh, don't even do
brick
that.
house.
Yeah, don't even do that.
My buddies got hit, but go ahead.
Oh, I had a buddy that actually hit one, got a DUI. But anyway, so that happened, and luckily it only took out my side mirror. The thing that's making it more expensive than it would be is that I got one of those cars that has the blind zone alert in the mirror, and it has the turn signal built into the mirror. So so when it obliterated my side mirror, it left in its wake about 4 random wires just kind of out there. But I called my body guy. It came in yesterday. He's got to paint it to match the color of my car, and we're gonna be back. But
that's all we got.
Harley, you just got back?
Oh, but the one that the guy
This is the
T-boned
boo?
me? Yeah.
Is this the boo? Yeah. Have you ever called it the boo before?
No.
What? This is the perfect month for that. It's October. He drives the boo, y'all. It's the Malibu. Isn't it?
BU. That's right. No, it is. Chevy Malibu, baby. So that was my thing. That was funny. That
Sit,
you could
boo-boo,
laugh
sit.
at me.
You know, I always thought that they said sit boo-boo.
Everyone did.
Yeah, but it's sit ubu. Yeah.
And that was a real dog.
UBU or OOBOO?
No, UBU.
Okay, so it's even more confusing.
Ubu Productions.
than I thought. All right, well.
Good dog.
Man, that was such a good story that I forgot. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? I almost got crack-a-lack this morning too, man. because I rode home with my wife last night, and we went to the Airbnb that we're working on right now, and I had a box that I was supposed to take the legs in for this bed that I got off a marketplace, that they unscrewed when we moved it or whatever. And I forgot the freaking box, right? So I took the box home. I don't do that with any of my client stuff, but I do that with my entire life. Okay. Oh, I think you're the same way when you're rolling in the boo. So
come on.
We got to the office this morning, and I got out and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to get the box out so it doesn't, mess up her day, make her feel all cluttered and stuff like that. Let me put my bag down right here. I'm going to open it up, take the box, and I walk over to my truck and start opening the door. And all of a sudden I hear the I don't know if that's not a ghost.
That was good. No,
that's
that was
not
good.
A ghost from the boo.
That was good.
That is the sound of electrolysis. My hybrid Highlander moving again, and I turn around. I was like,
wait, what?
Whenever I ran like this, she almost backed. Oh, I'm so dumb for putting my bag there with my laptop in it. Like, she was like this far away from running over my bag.
The sound that would have made would have stayed with you the rest of the snapping and crackling.
Crack-a-lacking, man. That's what would have happened.
Wow, it would have been.
She was so mad at me though when I was like, no. The look on her face, she just looked, and I just grabbed it, and then she just like and took off. I mean, she was already, she had to give me a ride to work. She's already a little not too happy about that. Anyway, I mean, can you imagine riding with me to work in the morning?
So, guys, for any of you guys know, when you drive a hybrid vehicle, the idea behind a hybrid is that the engine only has to engage at certain times when the car really needs it. And in order to save gas, the electric part of the engine can actually move the car. And the only tough part about that is you don't hear the normal associated revving up noises. You hear... And luckily, had it been somebody that was that was not used to the sounds, they wouldn't even have known that meant my stuff is about to be run over right now. So give it up for my boy Luke for the discerning ears, beautiful discerning ears that he has.
Oh, right now we go to home stretch. Usually, I want to add in one more thing. I had a unique experience yesterday. It's not funny. It wasn't fun either. I was at the whole house. I was at a meeting with my clients at the house where the day before I was at the whole house inspection. We were told that somebody had worked on the pool before, but that's not who worked on the pool. Like, I talked to that company, I talked to another company. Those people did not work on the pool. So we were at this whole house inspection the day before, and there was a guy out there working on the pool. So I was like, well, the sellers were here. They're not here anymore. There's eggs on the counter. They just dipped and just left their eggs, I guess they don't want to be here when I'm here, which is better because they're not supposed to talk to me anyway. That's fine. I wouldn't feel comfortable talking to a seller, except for this guy all the way through has been talking to us the whole time and meeting with us and all that. So there was just a guy out there working on the pool, and I go outside and I was like, excuse me, sir. And he doesn't speak English. Okay. That's okay. Right. And I don't speak Spanish, except for I do speak Spanish. Kinda, like I lived in Barcelona for 6 weeks at the end of my undergrad, and I did not understand anything the whole time that I lived in that house with that family and this dude that worked in a restaurant with Ecuadorians. So he communicated with his family the whole time. So run-on story. I know, I don't care. But after I left Barcelona, I walked through Rome with these girls and this dude that I met. And I speak Spanish. I didn't know until I was around some women where I actually had to try. That's when I realized, wow, I did learn some stuff in that 6 weeks and these whatever years that I slept through all the Spanish class. Anyway, so I started talking to the dude. I can say, dude, are you, I don't even know what I said in English. I asked him and I was like, hey, who are you working on the pool? Who do you work for? I don't know who I work. I was like, what about your company? That's what I asked, which company do you work for? That's what I asked him in Spanish.
Great start.
So anyway, that's it. I probably asked him 4 questions. Go back in the, didn't get anything from it. He said nuevo, like it's a new job or something like that. So, okay, whatever. Back in the house. All right, fine. Somebody comes through, another guy, and I ran out there and was like, oh, I bet he works for that guy. So I talked to that guy, and that guy gives me a card, and he tells me that he, does maintenance on apartments and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, that's great. Thanks a lot, man. They wanted to know who the handyman guy was around here, so I appreciate it. So then the next day, I get a text while I'm standing there with my people at this house, and the agent says that I offended the handyman and don't talk to any of the workers that are working at the house. What? Please don't engage any of the workers. You offended the Luis.
Yeah, you made him feel like he didn't have a right to be where he was, Luke, and you needed some kind of. He felt like you were patting him down. ID, sir. ID.
So then I could not think anymore when I was with my clients. I was mad for like 5 minutes while we're talking with this fence contractor. And then randomly I'm like, yeah, put the gate over there. You probably need another gate, but mad. I'm just mad. And, it's one of those where it's like, I should not text her back. Like I shouldn't do it. I start texting, then I'm now delete it,
Yeah.
Start another one, delete it. And then finally before I left, I was just like, I apologize. I do. And to be honest, I think that it's okay. It's not out of bounds for me to ask somebody who's working on the pool what company they work for, because I already checked the people that you told us worked on the pool, and none of them worked on the pool. So anyway, it could have been my Spanish that was incorrect. I apologize for that. And you know what? Please, I just don't know how I could have offended anybody. And please tell me how I can improve. Like, really? I mean, really do. Because I don't know what I did, man. I just asked you which company you work for. She wasn't even saying he was offended. The employer dude was the one that was offended. About what? What are you offended about? I don't understand. Am I wrong? Am I being Lukey? Very Luke-like?
Well, let me
right
ask
now,
you this:
or what?
it is true that the guy that gave you the card was the person in charge of the guy at the pool?
Yeah,
that was true.
Yeah,
because at first when I thought it was the story was going to go a whole nother way, where you assumed that guy and they didn't have anything to do with each other, but they did.
They did.
Okay, well. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a case of somebody being 100% hired. They know for a fact that they're the ones doing the thing. And then somebody that hasn't hired comes in and starts questioning who they are and why they're there. And to some people, maybe people who have been in that situation before, it could be a little bothersome, and they can take it a little bit. They can take it some kind of way. Hey, man, they go back to the owner. You hire me to do a job, and then you bring some little brown man out here to start asking me, who the hell I am. And yeah, he had a nice smile, great hair, but still, it doesn't take away from the fact that I feel.
Really, I think a question like that sometimes is like, what's going on with that person to where
100%.
What it is that I said like offended them.
Yes. It's like when you make a certain joke and it's been fine 99 times out of 100, and then one person, it's not, all of a sudden that joke strikes them the wrong way. And then you find out something in their life happened that, maybe if I would have lived that life, that joke would have stung on that day.
That's true. And you know what? I make a lot of jokes like that. I'm a big time I'm a habitual line stepper. Okay? I'm definitely going to make jokes like that. But I was not making a joke.
Listen, man, listen, what if there was cameras? Right?
Oh, man.
And they go, listen, man, I'm not even mad at the guy, but listen to his Spanish. All right, run this back. Listen to how he talked to Luis. Are you kidding me?
I think I said, ¿cuál es tu compañía? Does that mean which is your company? Doesn't that mean that?
I don't know. I
think it does. Doesn't really matter if it does, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do the work because, man, here's the thing. It's a pool that doesn't have a liner. It's got like the concrete in it that's called gunite, right? And nobody around here does gunite. So it's like, I got to do anything I can to find out who did this work because I may never, ever, ever find out.
Yeah.
So I don't care if I did the wrong thing. I asked the question that needed to be asked. I'm really sorry that I offended somebody. And I just want to make sure that I just want to ask whether I stepped over the line. And you know what? Honestly, that agent, she didn't need to text me that. She could have just called and be like, hey, let me make up some fluffy stuff right now, and you offended somebody. And I'd be like, huh, yeah. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. But instead, she just totally just cut right at my big heart.
Never in your life engage with another. Wow. Yeah. All right, Neil, take it away. Let's take this.
You want to hear more? What do you want to hear more about in home stretch?
Everything.
This home.
First off, I can't believe Chris just confessed to a traffic violation on camera.
That's pretty amazing.
Texting and
Is
driving.
it? Oh, God.
Don't do that.
That's.
Two, can you imagine how magnified that crunch would be from that laptop? You don't have exhaust.
Oh my God!
No,
It's the only thing you hear.
No muffling.
Right.
It's just-
It would have been the perfect cap to the morning.
And then, oh my God! And then her face, because she's gonna hear too. What the f was that? I'm sorry.
Seriously.
I wonder why she drove away. That's my wife. I could ask her.
Asked when carpet peaked, right?
Ooh, yes. Mm-hmm. You got that for me?
Wouldn't it be the 70s? I mean, has there ever been a period of time when flooring has matched the lifestyle of that time?
No, you're right.
Truly.
It's got to be the 70s.
Then
Yeah.
also, when you think back, like when you were
The
growing
style.
up, did you guys have pets in your house?
No,
Yeah.
all of our
Yeah.
pets. What are you even doing in here?
Did you? I mean, none of my
Dog.
friends. We didn't
No,
have
if you
pets.
them dogs was for protection. They was to guard outside. And now it's all they
hate-
living in. They
don't-
sleeping in the beds, Neil.
I don't like to go back. Okay.
They sleeping in the beds now, Neil.
We had 5 people in a 1-bedroom apartment with a dog. Like a little, but to get a dog, like I couldn't put him anywhere else,
Yeah.
And yes, what did he do?
Kinda.
He peed on the floor a lot in that apartment, in that blue-green carpet that I talked
The
about.
new
But-
wait, this was after they switched.
Yeah, even
oh,
after.
you piece of.
But your point is like the dogs weren't in the house, right?
No.
So it wasn't as dirty
Is that
then.
why? It's
Maybe.
pets. Is that what?
I told you it was a factor. I think it's a big factor.
So we're gonna get rid of beds now? So dogs are sleeping in our beds. Like, just everybody's gonna be sleeping on hardwood floors?
I mean, no more wall-to-wall beds. Like I love my wall-to-wall bed, but no, nobody has that.
no,
I think they should have that though. Now I want the wall-to-wall bed.
Jack.
yeah.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
I built something that actually alleviates the problem of having the dogs in the bed. It's called the bunk.
Okay.
Are you aware of the bunk?
Don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe
Mr.
that's for
Inventor
another
Man?
show, Yeah. I'll bring a diagram. I think
Okay.
I'm going to do that. I'll bring a diagram of the bunk. But anyway, carpet did peak in the 70s. I think it also peaked in length in the 70s. Isn't that when?
They used to have some stuff that when you stepped on it with your bare feet, your toes disappeared. Okay,
Man.
I don't even get it.
Then they had is that when they did the carpet with all the marbling in it?
Yeah. 100%.
That's the one that I liked because
was the good
that meant
stuff.
you're at your grandma's house, If
texture.
you're walking on that, this is somebody's grandma's house, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, so I love that. I do remember one time I walked into like the nicest house I'd ever been in off of Randolph over there. And you walked in and the stairs went up like this 2 ways. I was like, whoa.
Ooh.
And when I first stepped on that carpet, it was like, oh, it must have been like triple or quadruple pad or something like that. Like, imagine how much dust is in that stuff or disintegrated pad. And while we're at it, just so you know, everybody.
Disintegrated pad.
Just so you know, everybody. So that's probably dusty. It's like off gassing all the time. But also, did you know the carpet is made out of petroleum, right?
Cool.
Did you guys know that?
Hell no.
You're walking around. We're like, this oil on my bare feet.
Yes, give it to me, T-Rexy.
I mean, we're wearing that anyway. Whatever.
Well, we're happy you're still watching. Okay,
I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah,
You're blessing us with your presence.
That's right.
You're blessing me with your presence too.
I'm here.
I thank you.
We're hanging
We hope you keep coming back to hanging.
with the homeboys.
All right, appreciate you.
Yes.